खासकर गेम की।
Big.
Okay. Hmm. Close API, open API. So open API is complete, but close API needs some attentions, like which one to delete first. It could be the current Finder window, or it could be a window which is given as an argument. I'm not really sure about it, so we will implement this later. But first, I want to implement the hidden.file feature. So how we can identify a hidden file? Hidden file generally starts with dot or period. Okay, so I guess new tree have a configuration. Do we have types? Okay, we do have types. So here
Order fill.
hidden.
Order fill.
Execute command while keeping the current alternate file name. That command invoked indirectly the function indirectly make keys to inventory files. So I mean, what are the criteria to hide some files? Like this is the base, but we also have system, or file system. So git status, buffers. So let's go to this tag annotation, and so we have follow current files, show unloaded, group empty directories, and follow current path, follow current path terminals, renderers. No, this is not the thing. So we have partial config, and where this config is, and this is the base. So these are the exact things what about file system? There is only one thing here. Field file system. And where is this thing? Here. So we have current target, like current working directory target, and follow. Do we have any hidden? Show hidden count, hide dot files, hide ignored, and hide. Okay, so there are a bunch of hidden features like hide by pattern, name. There are a bunch of things that you can do with a hide pattern. So we could have the same thing. So here we could add a feature like this. We have to also complete this feature as well, like use as default explorer. That will be a different thing. First thing that I want to implement is to make dot files toggleable. Let me see what are the criteria of all-in-vim to hide dot files. Do we have any config hide or hidden dot files just hide dot files like this is hidden file. Okay, so we have is hidden file. This function defines that we consider a hidden file, which makes sense. It is much better way to define hidden files. Is always hidden. This function defines what will never be shown, even when show hidden is set. Okay, so we have show hidden. Show hidden is a boolean value in the view option. And show hidden should display. So we have is hidden file, we have show hidden, and there must be an always hidden thing. Yeah. So then we have should display, where this thing used. It used here. The name is this. Okay, so the criteria is pretty simple. Do we have any git ignore? No, there is no such thing for git ignores. Okay, fine. Now let's start building this thing by hidden files. So this is let's go to not NeoGit, Neo3, and here I have file system init and hide ignored. visible, focus visible in empty folder, children inherit highlights, show hidden count. There are a bunch of things. But all these things looks unnecessary because oil-nvim approach is much better. They provide you the exact sandbox approach. Like no matter how complex your algorithm was, just provide the ignore patterns, and that will ignore all of the file items. Makes sense. So what do we have here? So should we provide a function? Should we provide a function or just let it be like a table of patterns? There must be some filters, filtered items. But filtered items, it's a wrong thing, because hide is much better, because filter can be used to filter out items and hidden is to hide things, not filter, because filter just omit things out, but on the other hand hide just visually disable them. So if I go to readme, we have hide by name or hide dot files, get ignored, a bunch of options. Okay, so we can use it as a filter. So it will be an option here. Filter file system items, or you can say filter finder entries, and that will be the filter. Filter entries. And filter entries. Or we can just provide dot files. No, dot files are a specific part of the file system. So hidden items. Hidden items is much better. Hidden entries could be an option. So this finder will always going to show you entries. No matter you are using SSH, you are using S3, it always going to show you entries. So hidden entries is a good option. So it must be a table in which you have a bunch of other features, like whether you want to disable like git, hidden entries like related to git, git ignored, or it could be dot files, or you can say hidden files. So hidden entries could be ignored, git ignored, or it could be just let me just say dot files. Dot files are much better. So git ignored is also true, which means both dot files and git ignored are going to be hide or hidden. For now, we don't have any git integrations, so let's just assume for dot files only. So how we can filter out those things? We can visually filter them, or we can just visual thing is much better because we don't have to fetch everything from the start in order to show the hidden files. So this is the entry. And we are mapping each entry regardless. So what if, let's say I print item name. Let's say I print item name and try to open fyler like this. So we have all of the names like that, and if any of the so let's define some filters here. For example, this is a flattener. We need a filter or is hidden. So we have an is hidden thing where we can pass an item, and that function will return us a boolean value whether we have to hide this item or not. So according to the filters, local buffer config is equals to config dot values buffers finder dot hidden entries. So we have hidden entry map, and that hidden entry map helps us to decide so we have some filters such as on the top level we have some functions like dot file, or we could have a table like filters. For now we have dot files. big deal. Let's just have if hidden entries dot files. If this value is truthy, then we return vim dot starts with the string must be vim.fs dot base name of item dot path, and the prefix will be a period, and otherwise we will not going to hide it, something like this. So it's a relatively simple thing. So before calculating anything, if item is hidden, if that item is hidden, we return nothing. Yeah, we not going to return anything. It will be a nil value. So I think the UI will going to break, I guess. No, it works. It actually works. It actually do work and works perfectly. Now we need to create an action. The thing is, we can't rely on the config itself. Although it's a very good approach, but I think it's not a scalable solution, because let's just create an action first and then we can debug things out from there. M dot toggle hidden. We can toggle hidden files. So it could be, and yeah, we have a self and an args parameter, and args contains whatever thing you want to hide. So let's just do this, and self.re-render. So we have to re-render things with a particular arguments. So renderer must implement things like that. So we have dispatch refresh, right? And we have here dispatch refresh method, which takes a on refresh callback, which is a good thing. But we could also provide additional information to the renderer here, like this, an option. So those options must be passed like this, or this whole thing could be an options like this, something like that. So there is an action like dispatch, and we can provide a table like this. on render, on refresh, like this, like that. So we could provide an on refresh thing here. So let's go to buffer on a refresh or a callback. A callback is here. This is an option, and that option like this, and it must be op start this and op start this, but now it's on a refresh. Well, we can call it a callback because this is the only thing that we are doing. So let's call it callback instead of on refresh. So if I go back to the Finder init, we do have options, but in here with the action, we have to mark it as a callback. So things must work. So if I open any folder, if I press backspace, it's working. Now there is one more thing. We have a callback, but we can also define some other options like self-dot, dispatch, refresh. I didn't get auto completion because we have to define the type of self here like this. So dispatch refresh, and we can provide an argument about show hidden or something like this. We can provide hidden items or hidden. How about items? Items is much better. So let's go hidden items and UI.lua. First, let's go to actions, and hidden items must be hidden items. Hidden items. Action. So hidden items will be dot files equals to true. Something like this. Well, you can just simply grab this thing. But where we going to store this thing? So we have Finder, and in Finder we have a cache storage. Yeah, we don't have cache storage for each Finder currently. We have storage for a state, but not have for the Finder specifically. So let's add a cache storage. I can say fyler cache. Is that a good thing? Or is just a cache? Oh, fyler cache. And at the time of initialization, let's add a cache. Instance.cache is equals to cache. Let's import the cache. Include fyler.lib.cache and so a cache dot new like this, and we can store all of the information here. So in this cache we have an action like this, and we have to toggle things out. So let's go through each of the keys that we have to toggle. The thing is, this is not needed. Like, this architecture is not needed. We can just simply add dot files like this. So remove dot files or git ignores, something like this. And the same thing here for the key mappings. So if I go to actions, and we have args related to this. So let's go over each arg in pairs arg, or we can iterate args, each arg and each arg must be a string. So let's assert that arg is a string, type of arg, expected string got nil, and we just have to toggle things in the cache. So self dot cache get the hidden items. We need hidden items like this, and we could add a optional cache. So let's do this, and hidden items, hidden item of arg must be, toggled, or it could be not, or arg like this. So this is how we can toggle things out, and here we can provide hidden items like this. It's pretty easy, and we can dispatch the refresh right away. That's fine. All right then. The only concern is whether this thing have all of the parameters that I want. Options like this. Inside the buffer, we are connecting the signal with the data source, and we are locking down the buffer and invoking the callback. So this is that. that, and here is the data arrives, and this data is directly passed down to the renderer. So this is the connect. We are calling it with out anything. Okay, this is not the same component. We have to go to finder init, and here, okay, this is the thing. So here we are updating the state, and then we are called using a schedule function, and then we are using here things. Okay, so we could provide hidden items here. So all of the options could be the part of a component. So there will be options related to the component. These are not render related options though. Let's just wrap things inside the component. So these are component related options, which means they has to be inside the components table. Component opts. So these are the component opts, and you can say component opts, or it could be a component props, whatever. Let's do this, and we have finder init, and in this opts we have the callback and a bunch of other things related to the renderer. But there is one more thing that we passed down here. So that will be opts dot component opts. So it could be a nil value. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Let's try to do that again. We have a problem here. Finder init 32. Attempt to index a nil value. Finder init. Finder init. Find 32. Ops a nil value. Okay, options could be also nil. So let's do ops this, and let's try to do that. Okay, nothing's rendered, and we have an error as well. Hidden entries UI, and this is much easier to fix. For now, just comment this thing comment this thing, and this should work like that. But we don't have the things that we want, like all the hidden items and all that data. So finder init, we have this component ops, we are passing it here. So this is the state table, this is the component ops, and this is the callback. If I increase the length here, no, this will not brings it to the next line. Okay, for now let's close this thing. Okay. Ops.component ops. Let's just print out the component options. So they are nil. I mean, this table is empty. Wait just a minute. Okay, that is expected because I haven't called the action. So I have to add in key map for toggle, like g dot. What is the key map for neo tree? Config open, not config here. Let's go to readme and open, and this is toggle node preview open split. Do we have any other toggle thing? No, we can't. Let's say for now it is g dot. G dot in normal mode will trigger an action toggle hidden, and arguments will be just the dot files. So we're going to toggle dot files. So the question is, will that going to work? So if I press G dot, yeah, it works. So we have dot files here. Let's go to actions, and in this section, and if I press again, will that be false? No, it's still true. Okay, because I haven't set it up. Self.cache dot sub.cache dot get set hidden items as hidden items, like this. Let's try this thing one more time. G dot, let's clear out, and G dot, and it's worked this time. Now that we toggle things, do we need an insertion? Because it's pretty self-explanatory. Actually, we can map everything here. Okay, we can optimize this thing later. Let's go and uncomment this, and now it's no longer rely on this. There are just options like this, or hidden items like that. So hidden items like this. Pretty cool. So we do have component here, and let's add a higher level flags, like flags, something like this. But there might be a problem with this due to the we have a locking mechanism, so it will prevent any race conditions, so it won't be a problem here. So we have flags. Props. So we have props, and we could attach these props. Like at the beginning, or maybe here just before this. So props equals to fonts. So these options must be set it up here. And that prop can be used so we don't need to provide this thing. We can just simply have props dot files, or you can say it's hidden Hello, welcome to the live stream. My mic was disabled before. So I just implemented the toggle hidden files action here, but there is one problem. Like if I go to Finder init, those actions are not persistent.
Order built.
Component options, those things are not passed. Okay, so the thing is, if we have component options, we can pass it right away, but if we don't have it, we can grab them in action. We have hidden items, and hidden items are directly stored like this. Or I can say like hidden items like this. So these are options, right? Component options. And we could extract things from here, which is hidden items, like this. That is much better. And we can wrap things from component options from here to here, like this. And that's better. Component options like this, and we have a new subscriber here. I wonder who is it? Okay, protected user. Thank you for your subscription, although it doesn't matter on YouTube anymore. Green glitch, hi there. So the thing is, this is component options. So we are passing the component options, we are overwriting them here. That's a great thing, but instead of having those actions here, we can have self.cache get component options like this, and actually we can completely, oh man, let's grab this, let's select all and replace it all at once. Oh no, there is a problem. I have to do this, like otherwise I will override the whole renderer options. So if I press G dot, hidden items a nil value. Okay, because I have to wrap this thing in a table, and this time it will be fine. This is so random. What even is a Finder? Finder is similar to a file explorer, but Finder, the name is coming from Mac OS, because in Mac OS we have finder naming instead of file explorer, like similar way in which we have Nautilus in Linux or Dolphin. Action 118, we have, okay, so I have to do this as well. That's such a pain. Those actions are not working. I wonder why. Let's go to UI and let's try to debug things out. If I printed options and refresh, these are nil. But why? If I go to actions here, we do have component options. Component ops, I am setting up things, but for some reason I didn't get it. So we have hidden items like this, and we are setting up hidden items here. Oh, okay, so we have problems like here. I have to set things here instead of there. So this time it should work. Does it work? Okay, we do have dot files. Okay, fine. That is okay. So like, let's do here, let's remove this thing. If I press G dot, it's not working. But why? We have options, then why it's not working? We have components ops like this. Maybe, am I doing something wrong? Like if I go to actions here, so we have component options like here. So for simplicity, we have component options like this. Then we can extract those components. Components options dot hidden items like this, like this. Now we are iterating over each of the argument that we want to toggle. Okay, I'm doing too much. Hey bro, I started development 3 months ago, but I didn't feel confidence. Not able to create projects by myself without lecture and help of AI. Even a simple to-do list, I'm not able to create. Can you help me? It's been 3 months ago. Well, actually it's not your fault, because if you started development just 3 months ago, it's a complete chaos. Like the state of IT industry is pretty fragile at this moment, because everywhere is AI, and it's not a bad thing to use AI, but I believe you're talking about the confidence and the dopamine hit after solving real problems. So Do you know about competitive programming? Like, did you ever heard about competitive programming? Like, things related to DSA and algorithms? I mean, do you ever heard about Code Chef, Code Forces, or Lead Code, or maybe Geeks for Geeks.org? So, if you ever heard about any of the platforms, like, just tell me if you ever heard about these platforms. GUIX? No, I'm not talking about GUIX. It's Geeks for Geek. These are all online judges. Yeah, these are online judges uh, where you can participate in different kinds of competition where you have to solve a particular problem with your data structure and algorithms logic, and those competitions are pretty good to raise up your confidence because in my college time I used to participate in these competitions. These competitions have a duration about 2 hours, and sometimes they catch up about 3 hours as well. And the competition is a really fun thing to um, attend because there are a lot of things that you will know about, what actually we are solving in this IT industry. You have several problems. Some problems are related to real life and some related to your critical thinking. And in my opinion, everyone has to go through these online judges, at least one of them, because in that way you will going to learn much about programming fundamentals, like why we are even coding. Yeah, I know I did solve 50 basic problems but not participate in contest. uh, this is where this is where people literally wrong about DSA and algorithms. Like, solving problems offline is kind of a win-win situation. You don't have to you don't have anything to lose in solving problems offline. But if you do attend competitions like online contest, you have a pressure on yourself, which forces yourself to think much more optimally about the problem. You can break down problems in much smaller time. You can optimize your solutions. Like, there are a bunch of things will going around your mind. Your brain works much more efficient than before because you have a time limit. Otherwise, you have a trade-off. If you don't do better in contest, you have a chance to lose your ratings. And these ratings works exactly the same way like in social media platforms. You flex your skills and other stuff, so you don't want to lose your ratings. That's why you should that's why this keeps your momentum to um, like these are the strategies to keep you engaged in making you a better programmer. Okay, bro, makes sense. Try it. Thanks for the session. Yeah, it's not a big deal. But this is only a like small tip from me, because most of the programmers nowadays, like the new generation programmers, are not taking these things seriously. Like they are just juggling around some AI prompts and nothing else. I'm not saying like AI is bad or anything. The thing is, we are not even reached the AI technology that these bigger corporations are claiming. This is not the actual AI. This is just a smart predictor, a mathematical statistical predictor, nothing else. This is just predict text. This is not the artificial intelligence that we actually learn in colleges. We are way far away from the technology of AI. So how we can optimize these things? Because in caching we have a key value pair, but here we have a much complex items. So we are getting the component options here. These are the component options, and these are the hidden items. Okay, fine. And then we are iterating each of the arguments and toggle the property here. And in a similar way, we are setting up the new cache value here. Okay, I'm doing this thing wrong. I have to do hidden, or you can say hidden items equals to hidden items. Okay, I'm over nesting things for no reason. So this time it will work. Yeah, this is what. Okay, this is working. Now let's remove this and let's restart, and yeah, this is toggleable. Perfect. The thing is, these states will not going to save. If I quit, open fyler again, you can see dot files are still visible even though I toggled it off. So we have to just pass this component here. So we can assign this thing like ops.component ops is equals to vim dot table deep extend deep extend force, and ops.component ops. Can you give a quick recap what you are building? Actually, I can give you a gist of it. So I'm completely rewriting my NeoVim plugin, which is a file explorer, and it is a really smart file explorer and highly inspired from oil.nvim. Oil.nvim is also a file explorer for NeoVim, but the only limitation of oil.nvim is it didn't provide you a tree structured view like we have here. It only provides you a single directory content at a time. So to tackle this thing, I created a new file manager, fyler.nvim, which provides all of the functionality of oil.nvim, but in a tree view. So this is all it. But we have some, like this plugin is pretty unstable, so I'm rewriting it for better stability, better rendering mechanism and process synchronization to prevent any race conditions. This is the gist of it. Actually, this plugin contains way more feature than I can explain right now. So we have a cache value, self.cache get component ops like this. and we can provide this thing here. Pretty okay here, I believe. Thing is, merges two tables recursively, only the tables are treated as opaque. This convenient for merging the two tables where it statically decides what to do. Okay, why we have tailwind CSS feature? Whatever. For now, let's just try this thing out. And if I disable the dot files here, quit, reopen it, now it's persistent. Fine. We can now toggle hidden files as well. That's kind of nice. I can refactor this code later, but now just I have to implement functionalities. Okay, we have an action here, like we have action to toggle hidden files, but the problem is, let's say I want a startup value to be hidden of all of the hidden items. How we can approach this then? So this is a configuration thing here. We could have props. We could have props like here. Like for each startup. Let's say config dot values for buffers finders dot hidden items, like this. Do we have to copy it every single time? Dot deep copy. I don't want to do that, but it is what it is. We can optimize this later. Basically, I do all of the refactorings off screen. So we have deep copy hidden items like this. We can have this, and actually okay, it's fine. Deep extended with force, and after extending it, we could use it like we have options like so. Opts dot component opts, or it's just opts, something like this. Let's do this. Oh, come on. Okay, this is much better. Can we do this? If I restart it, no, it's not working, because hidden items are not same as it is. Let me see. What are the hidden items here? Print hidden items. So we have dot files every single time. So instead, we can do one thing. We can wrap this table. Okay, so here iter and map each hidden item and return hidden item. But the problem is, yeah, that will not going to work. That will definitely not going to work. Okay, let's make a utility here. Function util list to pick. We're going to convert list into dictionary like this. So you provide a list like this. Basically it's nothing. Let's add a generic of E, and the list will going to be an array of T, but we're going to return a table of actually there is not going to be a generic, it's a string, and we return a table of string to any, something like that. Let's assert list. We don't need that, but still. First of all, let's have a dictionary here and return this thing right away. So we have to iterate over all of the keys, key and value in pairs of list. Do this dictionary of k equals to value, and let's iterate over this again, and we have k which is equals in I pairs list. Do this thing dictionary, and we just toggle it to true. Dictionary, fine. So we have this. So the thing that I want is remove this all clutter, and we can util. Let's import the util here. Util include let dot or util like this, and util dot list to dictionary. Config dot values dot buffers dot finder dot hidden items like this. Okay, fine. Let's try to do this again, and yeah, this time it works. And although, but there is a problem, I guess. Yeah, there is one problem though. If I go to, no, there is not a problem. Fine. Okay, I think we already streamed for 1 hour and 26 minutes, and our goal is completed, I guess, because we have to implement the feature related to UI of the Finder. And we completed the toggle hidden file functionality, and we also have a configuration here. We have an action mapping, and we have hidden items where you can mention things which you have to turn off. Okay, I'm going to commit those things after I'm done with refactoring on all that stuff. Okay, fine. So I'm going to end this stream. If you have any questions, you can ask it right away. Let's close this. Okay. So if you have any question, just ask it right away. Otherwise, I'm going to end this stream. I guess no one has any questions so far. If you have any questions, you can comment any of my videos. It won't be a big deal. So thank you guys for watching. We will meet you in the next stream.